Did you know in the movie Parasite that the majority of the house you see in the exterior is just CGI? When people think about CGI, they think about big, massive action spectacles, but really CGI is used all the time in pretty much every single movie. Here's some very subtle instances of CGI that you probably had no idea about. Very notably, the original version of E.T. had all these men armed carrying guns, but they figured for a kid's movie, that's just like a little too intense to be pointing guns at a kid here, so they changed it here with CGI to be walkie-talkies instead. The movie Zodiac is a period piece on San Francisco from several decades ago, and to make it look authentically like what San Francisco looked at the time of the Zodiac Killer, completely CGI the landscape of all of San Francisco. In the opening scene of John Wick, where it shows him training his dog and loving his dog, the dog goes outside to go potty, but the dog had a little bit of performance anxiety, never actually pooped in the movie, they just used CGI. Obviously, Marvel movies have a ton of CGI, most of the sets are just completely CGI, but even in subtle moments where you wouldn't expect, they use CGI as well. Like Thor, he actually did wear the eye patch for the first couple takes, it kept falling off, they decided, screw it, we're just gonna CGI the eye patch on. Then in Avengers Endgame, the Russo brothers didn't know quite what the suits were actually going to look like for them time traveling, so they just had them shoot in different suits and they just CGI'd the time traveling suits on much later. And finally, of course, Mad Max Fury Road, a movie that a lot of people like to point to and say, like, look at the practical effects work that they did in this. This should be like the golden standard of why you don't need CGI. Yeah, they did a ton of practical work in this movie, but without CGI, it wouldn't look even a tenth of as cool as the final product ended up looking. There is CGI all over this movie.